goaltending has been so mediocre, and the stats are absolutely pointing in that direction. Just released from like Top Down Hockey of like goals saved above expected.
Yeah.
Right now, the Wild are ranked 21 out of 32 with a rating of minus 0.5.
Okay, let me come back with a quick stat for you as well.
Wait, I need another minute for the dance.
Just saying, like, they are below mediocre when it comes to goaltending across the league.
But when the Wild were on their win streak, after the win against the Maple Leafs, which was,
you're going to pull out, you think
Past
5
tense.
games is going to change that stat?
No,
Five
not
games
that
are
stat
not going to
specifically.
change that stat.
At that point in time, Cam Talbot had the most wins in the NHL. So the goaltending was just fine at that point. The Wild were finding ways to win.
You keep using that word. Let's talk about that word. Fine.
Okay. The goaltending was great. It was actually the top of the league. It was the best
great?
of the league.
Just because you have wins doesn't mean that it means your goaltender is good.
Well, I don't care if my goaltender lets in 7 goals a game if my team
You
scores
should.
8. Well,
you
if my team scores 8 goals in 82 games and lets in 7 in 82 games, fine with me. We're 82-0 in the season.
So. That's the longest beef Alexis and I have ever had, and it will stick through the season. Because
I see Fred's point, and I agree. Like at the end of the day,
you should win a game with 4 goals. They had 4 goals last night. You should win a game with 4 goals.
I mean, the way the NHL is trending with a crazy amount of goals being scored constantly.
I would say for the most part, 4 is a safe mark to hit. You'll win a majority of games by scoring 4 goals.
I'll take a majority.
Yeah, I agree. The goaltending has been trending in the wrong direction. But I still am not at the point yet where I think it's too late for it to turn around, I guess is what I'm saying. Like I still see potential in what the Wild have. And it's not, the goaltenders have not been helping the Wild win any games in this 5-game losing streak. And I think that's where, when you talk about good goaltending, it's, can your goaltender win you a game? And lately the answer has been no. So I agree with all of those points in that sense. And yes, you should be able to score 4 goals and win a game. Your goalie should be able to keep the scoring under that. So there's, I will die on this hill, but I also see the points and see the other side of it as well.
Sweet Alexis.
It's fine.
Sweet Alexis. No,
I'm going to argue this every single week for the rest
every single week.
It's fine. It's fine is the Minnesota Wild mantra. It's
exactly. But no, I mean, again, going back to, you want to talk about the win streak, as I mentioned then, he's not stealing any games for you. Though. Like, you need to see, for me, a good goaltender does the following, right? I mean, obviously he makes the saves, but he steals games. He helps out in slumps like this. And so, this is just another pin on my little board here. Like, this is when you need good goaltending, is when the rest of the team's not performing. Like, they already helped you get the wins because you weren't stealing those games. And now you're not helping them get the wins when they're losing and not helping you win those games. So that's just like 2 of my things. Like, that's to my point that I've been saying, like, I just haven't been confident in the goaltending. And again, that's in not just Cam Talbot. I'm not trying to like continue to be like, oh, Cam, I'm not saying he sucks. I just don't think he's great. Like, the goaltending tandem has been my concern from the very beginning of this season, because I don't have the full confidence in Cam being the 1A. Certainly don't have the confidence with the backup of Kakkonen. I don't know what you do. And, again, looking at this tandem moving forward, like, I don't have confidence going into the playoffs unless Cam can turn it up and really turn it around. But we're almost to the halfway point of the season here at this point. We're just over a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
You need to figure it out at some point. Now with him being hurt, is Capo going to reach back and be like, oh yeah, I'm Superman again?
I hope so.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Andrew Hammond, I hear, is playing okay down in Iowa. So
call him up.
Cool. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I
will say too, like, to Fred's point about, and all of our points, I suppose, about the goalies not really winning Wild games and at the same time, not really losing them games either. I think the worst game of the season by a goalie so far was Cam Talbot against Dallas. I mean, that was an atrocious performance. No offense, Cam, love you, but that was a bad performance. But I think a sign of a really good hockey team is, and you kind of touched on it, Jessi, is when your goalie's not playing well, everyone in front of him is playing better and picking up the slack. So you might let in 4 or 5 goals, but they're able to score 5-6 goals to keep you in it as well. And when the team isn't scoring, the goalie needs to pick up the slack and say, that's all right. I'm going to keep this to a 1-2 goal game. You guys go get a couple and we'll win it. And I don't think we've really we saw a little bit of that at the beginning of the Wild season. And now we're not seeing it as much, where they're not complementing each other as well. And when things get out of hand, nobody's really able to help the other get back on track, if that makes sense. So I think that's the most concerning thing to me, more so than just like the goaltending specifically. It's that there's a lack of complementary hockey playing going on with the Minnesota Wild right now. And I don't think that's a recipe for success, because not everyone's going to have a great game for all 82 games this season. So it's a matter of picking up the slack when certain players are not on their A game. So getting to the point of unacceptable and fine is not fine.